Hi, Jessica. It's so nice to meet you. As I mentioned on the phone, my name is Emily Hunter, and I'm a clinical social worker. Before we get started, I do want to make sure you know that this is a safe place, and anything that we may discuss in here will be completely confidential. We will go at your own pace. There is no right or wrong way of counseling. Before we dive into anything, will you tell me what you hope to gain from these counseling sessions? I want to make sure we are discussing things important to you and be able to come up with solutions together on any problems you may be facing.
Well, I guess I'm reaching out because a few months ago my parents dropped a huge bombshell on me and decided they were getting a divorce. I had no idea they were even having issues. It caught me totally off guard. I feel as though my world is turning upside down, and now I'm struggling in school and about to lose my scholarship. I don't know. I'm just so overwhelmed.
That is very overwhelming and very unfair.
It is so unfair, and I'm so angry at them because all my focus is on this divorce.
And that should not be your responsibility. Remember that.
I feel like it is my responsibility because who is going to help my mom out financially? Should I move back home? She hasn't worked in 21 years. She is not going to have any money.
Oh, don't cry.
And I feel
okay.
that it's all up to me.
That is not your responsibility. You are the child and they are the adults. It is up to them to figure out their financial obligations. You do not need to take on that burden at 21 years old. I'm getting a sense that you have kept a lot of your thoughts and emotions bottled in.
I am so distant from my friends now that I have no one to talk to or vent to about it.
You know, Jessica, it's okay to be angry with your parents. You need to let yourself feel these emotions without any judgment. There is no right or wrong way in dealing with a crisis. And sometimes I feel as though kids your age think that you have to deal with things a certain way because of the pressures our society puts on you. Have you allowed yourself to grieve this loss of the family you've known for the last 21 years?
No, I have not because that means it is happening and I don't want to think I'm ready for that.
Well, unfortunately, it is happening, and rather than thinking about all the different ways of postponing it, I think we can come up with coping mechanisms on better ways to grieve it and eventually accept it. How does that sound?
I think I can do that.
For starters, I need you to let yourself heal from this. Let yourself be sad and be angry and get all your emotions out, because until you do that, you will not be able to move on. An exercise I think would be very beneficial is for you to write a letter to both of your parents describing your feelings, thoughts, and emotions on their divorce and bring it to our next meeting. Does that sound like something you would like to try?
Yes.
Great. I think this will be very good at starting your healing process. Now, earlier you mentioned being overwhelmed with schoolwork and the possibility of losing your scholarship.
I just wish my professors would understand.
It's very hard to focus on schoolwork when there's a lot going on in your personal life. Have you tried setting up meetings with your professors and explaining your situation to them?
No, I just don't have any motivation to do any of that. I just want to lay in my bed all day.
Would you feel comfortable going in and talking to your professors?
Yeah, I have always cared about my grades and do not like to see my performance suffer.
I think it might help if you emailed your professors within the next 2 weeks asking to meet and going in and briefly explaining your current circumstances. And then from there, you might see if you could continue to meet with them once a week to go over notes, homework, and exams until you feel confident in getting your work. Do you think you would want to do this?
Yes, especially because doing that will help take my mind off of the divorce and will actually motivate me.
That is exactly right. It will help take your mind off of everything. I must say I really appreciate you willing to try these exercises and suggestions. I think this is off to a great start. We have gone over a lot today, and I don't want to overwhelm you since it is only our first meeting. So let's do a recap on what we have discussed and solutions we have made so far. So the biggest thing is to let you grieve. Give yourself that okay. Take time for yourself. Go on a walk or write in a journal. Just do something once a day for yourself. How does that sound?
That sounds great. I think I would really like that.
Great. And trying the exercise of writing your parents a letter and bringing to our next session.
I think that will help me get out a lot of my emotions.
And next, reaching out to your professors and setting up meetings. A lot of professors will be understanding and will want to help, but you have to reach out and ask for help. Do you still feel comfortable doing this?
Yes, absolutely.
That is so awesome to hear. I think our first meeting went well. Do you have any thoughts?
I think it helped a lot, and I am ready to be my old self again.
I think our meetings will bring a lot of positives. It was so great to meet you, and I look forward to our next session next week. Please do not hesitate to call me. Remember, if you're